Hi, YouTube. I hope you're all doing good. I'm not doing too bad. Yesterday I thought about making a video later in the evening, but we were having loading problems with our internet. Saturdays seem to be like that a lot, especially on YouTube. My Facebook was working pretty good. See, I keep them both open. I have Windows, so I keep them both open and I'm on each one all day. That way, there, if one of my kids, grandkids or something, posts something, I'll see it. Or my daughter in law, if she has to get a hold of me, or, because I don't answer my phone all the time. So, um, yeah. But I did some shopping yesterday online, and that consumed like a lot of my day. Stuff I needed, socks and essentials. So yeah, I was and I actually didn't have a whole lot to talk about anyway. So, you know, why get on and just mumble? You know what I mean? So, but today I do have quite a bit I think to talk about. Um, the main thing on my mind is, shouldn't platforms or entities or companies that work within the United States of America have to abide by our laws? Um, that's something that has me questioning the laws that are implemented towards corporations, or like Twitter, for instance, or YouTube, or I would think, and maybe I'm wrong, but I would think that YouTube probably makes most of their money from the people from the United States, being that um, most of them are a little more secure than, say, some other countries might be. I could be wrong, but I'm assuming that's true. Um, that gives me something to maybe look up and talk about another time. But, you know, they have written in their terms of service things, excuse me, that have gone against our First Amendment right of freedoms of speech, you know? And that's, oh, dang it, I dropped it again. Sorry, just a moment. But yeah, that's a major issue because, like I say, if before, if we were addressing children or something, I could see where, um, like the far left, they have no problem, or I should say, radical liberals have no problem saying anything they want to children, and they're impressionable, children are, and so are young people. They don't have a problem reciting untruths, and that's allowed on here. Something that is biologically impossible is allowed on this platform, where the truth of something may not be, because they don't want you talking about it. So they say you can't talk about something that starts with the W, because why? you know, why can't we? You know, or we can't talk about the last election because why? Who cares? Really? There's only a certain group of people that would care if we discuss it openly like adults. So, yeah, I got my last strike from just letting Doug speak his mind, and I got a strike for community guidelines strike because he was talking about the last election. And I get penalized because it's my channel and I agreed to their terms of service. I didn't have a choice if I wanted to keep my platform up, but I certainly didn't think that just in mentioning briefly what had happened, you know, what we can't even talk about the Dominion machines that were owned and implemented by family members that are our enemies. No, we can't talk about none of that, huh? So, yeah. Anyway, if we do get interrupted, we'll just work through it. That's been a little bit of an issue too, but that no big deal. So, yeah. In my community, I shared a very interesting. In fact, I will put the link to it here while. Now, I also saw where they're able to, if you've shared a link to something that they don't like, they can take it down for different reasons. There were different reasons in the new guidelines. Oh, guidelines. Yeah. Christ drew a line too, remember that? But how the Hebrew language is cursing Christ with their Hamashiach, Amalek, and the rest are. Yeah, and I've known that Hebrew bullshit for a long time, but I've got a 26-minute video that's on Facebook. I'll share the link to it that is really informational and will give you the story about the 5,000 years that the people of God have been persecuted by these uh, entities, you know, and that's what's going on. And yes, the entities have names, and yes, the entities have a bloodline that they all cater to, you know. So, but yeah, if you're interested in that, and then first thing this morning, it was kind of cool. In some of my older videos, I did some singing and playing my guitar. I sang along with Walter Buford Summers Munson's music. He had a question and answer, things he wished he knew when he first started on this platform. I didn't catch the whole thing, but for beginners, he plays guitar, piano, um, ukulele. We were talking. We both wish we had another harmonica. So he and other instruments. He's very musically inclined, and he gives lessons to people. You can pay for lessons, but everything that he's got on his couple different, I think, channels. I have to check out his other one because I didn't know about it till today. But for beginning guitar players, he's the best. I mean, even when I started playing again after my stroke, uh, he was my go-to guy. You know, I mean, I didn't forget any of the chords or anything. It was like the placement, and I don't really. I know how to read notes. It's a little vague though because it's been quite some time, but I was musically trained and actually took lessons for my flute, classical, and my guitar. So, but yeah, for a refresher, for beginner guitar players, I'd say he's the best. You know, he concentrates on just teaching people who are beginning. But I mean, this guy is, he's a adept at it. Anyway, I was going to call him an errant musician. Yeah, he is. He's really in tune with people's thoughts. I was just thinking something on his live stream this morning, and he covered my question before I even typed. I wasn't going to type it. I just thought it, and he put it there. So, or said it. So that was pretty neat, you know. And he's got every kind of music you could want to play. Everything, you know, country, pop, classical, folk, um, rap, hip hop. I mean, everything. Absolutely. So, yeah, pretty neat guy. I think you'll like him if you check it out. If you have a guitar and you want to even ask him a question in his comments, he'll even tell you where a video is that will help you with your everything. He has is free, although he does charge for lessons, but you wouldn't even need that if you go to his channel. Everything you need to begin, he'll tell you and let you know, and if not, other people in the community will, you know. So just in case you want to do that, I know somebody that needs to, all they have to do really is learn rhythm and timing. If you look into the timing and the rhythm of music, whether it's like 3/4 time or 4/4 time, or how you fit the beats within a frame of music to go along with the music, or like I watch somebody going in step with the music in tune. That's the beat, that's the rhythm, that's the timing. So just learning the timing of music for one certain song in particular, just learn one song, and that would really open your eyes to all kinds of music. After that, you'll get it. If you can get the timing, you'll get it. And some of you, I know, that I watch and that watch me, you're also musicians, so you know what that's all about. But yeah, that was for somebody that I know that needs to work on their timing. I've met excellent musicians that play to their own tune. I mean, it could be even out of tune, and it could be offbeat, like Frank Zappa or something, as an example. But they can play, you know, just that their timing's out of whack and they're off key. But besides that, doing their own thing, they're excellent at it. That could be like an untrained musician, or somebody that actually is trained and still does it their own way. It could be even maybe a learning disability. I'm not sure, but I've seen it. I've heard it, you know. In fact, there's two people I'm thinking of right now that are very much like that. So, and you know, when you hit a note on the piano, like if it's C, for instance, would be la, that's a C note. And if you're singing next to somebody and that note is C and they hit a different note, it could blend and it could go, but it's still off. But everybody has a voice. Some people say, well, I can't sing, but, or that meme that says, I can't sing, but that won't stop me. You know, everybody has a voice, and it's just like in a choir when everybody's singing. It's absolutely beautiful. Everybody's voice joining in together. That's something I would love to hear. Could you imagine how we would shake the world if everybody started singing one song at the same time? Wouldn't that be incredible? Or if we did it like a round, like I'd start Michael Row Your Boat Ashore, and then by the time it got to the other part of the world, we'd all be singing that song at a different part in the song, and it would still be a round and it would still come together. That would be something. Or, I mean, on a large scale, wouldn't that be something to hear? I love music with rounds in it. It's really cool when you jump in at the appropriate time, you know. Yeah. So, yeah, look into that if you don't know what rounds in music are. Musical rounds or songs with rounds in them. Um, they're beautiful. Some of my favorite times I ever had was just singing the most simple song with somebody and then just laughing because it's good music. Excuse me a minute, I have to open my window. I'm like roasting here. Oh, excuse me. Oh, better. Sort of. Oops. A little too much. Just a second. I'm still with you. Okay, that should be. Okay. Yeah. Fresh air. Geez, it's 43 degrees out with a breeze. That's nice. It was supposed to be 47 yesterday, but I went out and walked down to the mailbox, and it was pretty cold actually, with the wind getting out in the open away from the trees. It was pretty frigid, even though the sun was shining too. But today's a little different. It feels warmer. Did you notice how the cold seems so much colder than it used to, or is it my imagination? Just my imagination once again running away with me. I love that song. That's the name of it, Just My Imagination by Smokey Robinson. I sang that once on stage. I got up and sang it for Doug. And I had a counterpart, a friend, well, an acquaintance of mine that was supposed to be singing with me, and he couldn't spit it out. He was so shy. So I had to do both parts of the song by myself. He kind of helped, but it was a little raggedy, you know. So yeah, I sang that day. I sang that one and Baby Love, I think was the name of it. Yeah, by Diana Ross. Yeah, when I get a pick, I'll be playing my guitar. I dropped it. I dropped it in a box, and I had, well, when my kids moved in and out of the house when they were young adults, they moved stuff from one room to another, and everything got helter skelter. In the middle of that, I didn't have my new guitar yet, but I have another one, and well, I've got three other ones. Uh, Solid body bass and electric Gibson, and both electric, and a little ratty one. But so I had my pick by my little ratty one, and I went to move it, and it dropped in a box of this stuff that my kids had moved, and I never found that dang thing. And I did take that box apart. I mean, I looked, and then when the floor was bare, I swept and mopped the floor. I never found my pick. I did make one, but it's not. That's what I was thinking yesterday when I was shopping, because picks are cheap and I don't live by a music store, not really close. I should order some on Amazon Prime. you know, they'd probably be really cheap with that. So that's my favorite place to shop now. You know, so, not that I have a lot of money to go spend and shop with, but picks are cheap. And I was thinking, I do have some extra strings on my other uh, guitars, but I'm thinking of getting like maybe some platinum strings. I know they'd be expensive, but I'm not allergic to them. I'm allergic to the nylon ones. I'm allergic to my steel ones and brass. I love brass strings. Are usually like um, your lower notes on your guitar are brass, and the other ones will be steel. You know, so probably stainless steel, I think. But yeah, I don't know. Maybe they can devise some kind of strings that I'm not allergic to. Maybe they can make them out of bamboo. They make like so much stuff out of bamboo nowadays. That would be, I don't see why not. Maybe if they heat it or put something else in it, or, like nylon to form a nylon string out of plastic, they do it. So why not bamboo? They make bamboo plates and cups, and, you know, and it doesn't look like the plant, you know. And then they have this stuff called wheat straw. When I was looking at dishes, I found these cups and stuff for kids, and they're made out of the the shaft of a wheat, which is usually if you have a cow, you can put it in like silage and or pigs or something like that. Chickens will pick at it, and you can use it for bedding. But otherwise, and I don't know any farmers that have ever really like gathered it unless they were they'd combine it and then use it for bedding or part of the feed for their animals. But yeah, or plow it back in the ground and let the nutrients from the plant go back into the ground, you know. So, but yeah, made out of wheat straw. So there's a separating the wheat from the tares. Tares is, if you don't know, a false type of wheat. It isn't really wheat at all, but it looks like it, and it has kind of like a poisonous quality to it. Or the wheat from the chaff is how another part in the scriptures is. That's different. That's separating the head of the wheat from the shaft of the wheat, which is usually straw, which is used for bedding. But like oat actually makes the best bedding because their stems are bigger and more hollow. And if you've ever seen like really uh, goldish colored straw, and it's nice and light and fluffy, that would be oat straw. Wheat straw is a little stringier and a little harder. It doesn't make quite as soft of a bedding. So, yeah. No, that was your um, horticultural information for the day. So, yeah. Or agricultural. Either one. Yeah. I saw that Seven Spalding Channel is going to have a live stream at 11 p.m. tonight, Eastern Time, USA, which is, let's see, 11 for him, 10 for me, I believe. I think he's Eastern Time. I think he's an hour ahead in Cincinnati, I think. I could be wrong. But anyway, he's going to be talking about all these chemical spills and depression and tornadoes that may have spread all this stuff around the world. So it could be a very interesting live stream. Sometimes I go on and say hi to people in that community in particular. There are some people that were affiliated with people that had totally twisted my life for the world to see, but it didn't pan out too well for them. But still, there's some cold ass people that are still lingering with them same group of people. So I'm not sure if I'm even into encountering that today. Maybe, but I've had enough of people's bullshit in my life, you know. So I passed around a little meme. Doug does not raise his voice, but rarely. But there was this little girl, and she's looking like, when he raises his voice, and you're looking at him like, who does he think he's talking to? It was cute. And then I shared a meme all over the place where it was Satan, um, and he says to God, or it would be Christ, uh, right outside of Heaven's Gate, and he's like, I identify as an angel, and Christ says, we don't play that up here. We don't play that shit up here. Funny, I thought. Anyway, yeah, we don't play that around here either. So, yeah. Found a really cool t-shirt. It had like wrenches on it and the double U written in old English. It's really pretty. But it said on top, if we can't fix it, no one can. And that's probably closer to the truth than a lot of people think. So wish us Godspeed, you know, not just spiritually, but actually mechanically. If we can't get it, you're probably stuck, or you need a computer diagnostic, and we don't have that. So, you know what you do with a car that's computerized? You don't fix it, you throw it away. you know, Cookie cutter cars, disposable cars, you know, not like ones that carbureted cars and so there I go. I'm telling you, I know something. Pre electronic ignition actually is the best. I actually do know a lot about cars, but more than most men. But yeah, that's just me. I'm sorry for him, sorta. No, no, no. No, I'm not. Okay, I'm not. Did I lie? No. I had a temporary lapse of um, reason. So, well, before I get cut off, I'm going to get this uploaded. I didn't want anybody to worry. When I don't do a video, I noticed I've lost a few subscribers each day I didn't do a video. Okay, bye bye. You know, because I did say I would be here every day, but I also told you last week that I have an awful lot of stuff to do and I'm very busy. And so if I'm on here, I'm on here. If I'm not, I'm not. But I'll try and make it at least every other day, if not every day. But I really need to do some things for myself, and I'm not a spring chicken anymore. And a person can only do so much. So, give me a bit of a break.